What happens when the most promising new pair in Hollywood turns into the largest online scandal? We all witnessed the interaction on the red carpet. The sounds of apple pie were audible to all of us. And we all seen Teyana Taylor erase every evidence of Aaron Pierre from her life in a matter of seconds. But what if I told you that scheduling conflicts weren't the only reason for the split? There is a darker, more calculated side to this story that the mainstream media is too scared to get involved. We're going beyond the headlines today. We are revealing the bombshell revelation about Aaron Pierre's personal life as well as the heartbreaking secret that Teyana Taylor is said to have uncovered that changed everything. That has caused a complete code red panic among his legal team. Was Teyana being used as a publicity cover for a secret Aaron was anxious to keep hidden? Or was their romance a sincere connection? Teyana Taylor is recognized for being a ride or die. But after you cross that Q, the receipts come out. We have the inside scoop on the confrontation of the century. From the purported hidden messages she discovered to the ultimatum that sent a rising celebrity into hiding. Do you believe you understand why they broke up? You will be shocked by what she discovered. Teyana Taylor just went crazy, so grab some popcorn. In the realm of the public typically receives a sanitized, mutually agreed upon statement following high-profile celebrity breakups. However, the quiet was overwhelming when it was revealed in December 2025 that Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre had cut each other out of their life. To the outside world, they were the rising British star, the R&B powerhouse, and Hollywood's most promising IT couple. However, a web of deceit that went well beyond a straightforward case of growing apart was going to be revealed. Behind the scenes, due to a technical error, the setting, a safe place, or a plan. We must examine the timing in order to comprehend the discovery. Teyana Taylor was in her soft phase in 2025. Following an exhausting after a widely reported divorce from Iman Shumpert, she had at last discovered her apple pie and safe space in Aaron Pierre. She had recently been nominated for a Golden Globe, and her creative agency, the for Aaron's largest endeavors, Aunties, was in charge of the visuals. They couldn't be separated. They reportedly shared sets, stylists, and digital profiles. While Teyana allegedly utilized a shared iPad that was still connected to a private cloud account that Aaron had allegedly neglected to check out of while she worked on the final edits for her visual album, Escape Room. It was a typical digital breadcrumb moment, the type that has ended more and more marriages than a private investigator could. The revelation. The Deception Archive. While Teyana was purportedly searching for a high-erase video file, she stumbled into a folder that wasn't intended to exist. It wasn't merely a collection of private images. It was a digital documentation of Aaron's purported 3-year romance with a London-based high-fashion male model. The messages, timestamps, the pictures didn't just coincide with his time spent with Teyana. They lasted the whole time they were in the public eye. However, Teyana Taylor's exposure extended beyond Aaron's personal life. Teyana has consistently supported genuineness and been an ally. According to sources, the paper trail was the true treachery. Teyana allegedly discovered a number of comprehensive strategic emails between Aaron's UK-based management and a Hollywood public relations firm within that same cloud account. Firm, according to reports. Aaron Pierre's U.S. market expansion strategy was described in the emails. The intention was to match him with a respected, and stylish black female artist in order to improve his reputation and create a leading man brand that would appeal to American women. Prior to his big-budget releases in DC, Lanterns, and Star Wars, there was more to Teyana Taylor than meets the eye. He apparently used her as a PR shield. The structure of a contract for beards. Imagine the severe psychological effects of discovering that your healing chapter was really a corporate budget line item. According to reports, Teyana learned that her ride-or-die allegiance, the very being used as a weapon against her, is what made her famous. According to the records, Teyana's recent divorce made her the ideal candidate for a public romance because everyone was already hoping she would find love once more. A contractual agreement that was scheduled to be finalized just before the 2026 awards season got underway was alluded to in the leak. Teyana discovered that Aaron was purportedly crossing things off a marketing plan as she was introducing him to her daughters Junie and Rue and allowing him access to her most private areas. Her sense of security wasn't genuine. A man with training at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art skillfully coordinated the performance. The link to London. As Teyana probed farther, the secret got even trickier. It wasn't a casual affair with the London partner. The communications purportedly depicted a man who was growing tired of the deception, observing Aaron and Teyana being the London premiere of one battle after another and the BET Awards, where they were lauded as a power couple, were allegedly creating a pressure cooker atmosphere. The London side allegedly threatened to leak, and Aaron was apparently frantically trying to avoid both worlds merging. Teyana became aware that she was in the midst of a triple cross. Her partner was lying to her, his management was taking advantage of her, and she might be the target of a jealous hidden lover in the UK. The nuclear reaction of Teyana. Harlem is where Teyana Taylor comes from. It is not appropriate to play with her. According to sources, she collected every screenshot, email, and metadata stamped photo in complete silence for 48 hours. She didn't give him a call. She didn't weep in front of her pals. She switched to executive mode. According to reports, she contacted her own powerful legal team to inquire about the precise amount of her likeness and personal narrative that had been utilized. Without her express permission for Aaron's public relations benefit, she was done seeking an apology. When the secret eventually came out, she wanted to make sure she wouldn't be the one appearing foolish. She got the ultimate power because of the computer malfunction. She possessed the receipts that had the power to destroy Aaron Pierre's career and revealed the sinister, cunning side of Hollywood's star-making apparatus. She was going to demonstrate why the industry was afraid of her. The pre-storm mood. The locks had not been altered by the time Aaron Pierre returned from a news conference in London in late December 2025. But the atmosphere had shifted. He apparently entered into a room where Teyana was sitting with the iPad open. The screen was illuminated by the archive of deceit. The cold apple pie was ready to be served. The real confrontation. The startling threat Teyana made that silenced Aaron was compelled to disappear from the public spotlight for 3 weeks after she gave him a precise ultimatum in a room full of solicitors. According to reports, the air in Teyana's Beverly Hills residence was so dense that a knife could cut through it. This wasn't the paparazzi caught a public argument. This was a planned, surgical confrontation that took place out of the public eye. Aaron Pierre apparently entered into that room expecting a routine evening, possibly even a conversation about their future red carpet plans for the 2026 awards circuit. Rather, he entered a trial in which Teyana Taylor served as the jury, the judge, and the executioner. The receipts, disclosure. Sources close to the incident claimed that Teyana didn't begin with tears or shouts. She began with the screen. She turned her iPad in Aaron's direction as she sat across from him. There was neither a movie script nor a music video treatment on that screen. The cloud folder was the culprit. It was the texts to the London partner, the flight logs, and most significantly, the strategic emails from his management team describing how Teyana was the key to his American market abilities. There was allegedly complete, deafening quiet for a few minutes. As a classically educated actor, Aaron was cast in a part that he was unable to escape. The leading man's mask broke, not merely slipped. When he did speak, he allegedly attempted the traditional Hollywood tactic known as gaslighting, which involves saying things were taken out of context, or that the communications were outdated and from a prior period of his life. The timestamps, however, belonged to Teyana. She had evidence that during the London premiere of one battle after another, he was holding her hand, was apparently leading a secret life that ran counter to the safe haven he had promised her. The power shift from partner to PR nightmare. According to reports, Teyana responded to his denials in a cold, calculated manner. She told him that his justifications didn't interest her. The disrespect piqued her curiosity. She emphasized that she had risked her hard-won reputation for him. She had stood up for him when others questioned their quick romance. She discovered she was a project on a corporate whiteboard after letting him into her personal space. At this point, the dynamic changed from Aaron's job is in jeopardy after the separation. Aaron's job is in jeopardy after the separation. Teyana was aware that Aaron was about to reach his greatest professional achievement. In addition to his voice acting as Mufasa, he will soon be cast in major properties including Star Wars and DC's Lanterns. A clean, marketable image was all that was necessary for bankability. Scandals involving deceit, bearding, and strained relationships with well-liked public figures like Teyana, the stunning threat, are particularly difficult for major studios to handle. According to reports, Aaron's management staff was informed as the conversation got more heated. They made an effort to provide answers. They discussed cooperative declarations and friendly breakups that would safeguard both brands. They even made references to monetary reimbursement for Teyana's participation and time spent maintaining the secret. This was the final error. It would be like giving water to a flood to grant Teyana Taylor, a lady who has created her own empire, money. The danger posed by Teyana was straightforward, uncomplicated, and incredibly cool. "I don't want your money. I want the truth," she allegedly told them. "And if you attempt to spin this, or if you ever try to present me as the problem or the angry black woman in this split, I am going to post a 45-minute documentary-style narrative on my Instagram and YouTube accounts." However, it wasn't shocking. When she said, "And I'm not just exposing Aaron," Aaron's colleagues went into complete code red panic. "I will reveal the identities of all the agents, managers, and PR firms engaged in this PR Shield deal, as well as the identities of the other actors you are now working with. I will burn the complete system down." The nuclear option. This was the nuclear option. Everyone knows that packaging relationships occurs in Hollywood, where secrets are the currency. However, no one discusses it. If Teyana succeeded, she would not only destroy Aaron Pierre's career, but also launch a movement that would undermine the way studios shield their male stars. Aaron's legal team reportedly pleaded with her to change her mind because they understood that if Teyana Taylor, a woman with millions of dollars, revealed how the industry manipulates black women's authenticity to protect its own interests. Aaron Pierre would become radioactive before his first big blockbuster even opened theaters if he went live with that information. Teyana offered them an ultimatum. Ultimatum: you have 24 hours to vanish from my life. No claims, no sources speaking to the tabloids. No, we're still friends. You remove the posts, I remove them, and you remain in the shadows where you obviously feel most at ease. The video goes live if I hear one word from someone attempting to paint me as the villain, which is why the world witnessed such an abrupt and complete digital cleanup in late 2025. Aaron Pierre not only lost a partner that evening, but he also lost his leverage and had to watch as Teyana eliminated him. The quiet was mutual assured destruction rather than respect. The conversation changed everything. It was no longer about a romance that had been disclosed. He was unable to defend himself from her digital history since he knew what she had in her vault. In the last section of this script, we will examine the ensuing Cold War. It was about a strong woman who refused to be a pawn in a corporate game, and Teyana Taylor revealed that she is the one with the true power. The final status of Aaron Pierre's leading man fantasy, the silence that descended upon Hollywood, and the cryptic messages Teyana used to keep them on their toes during her Golden Globe run will all be discussed. Was the threat sufficient to keep the truth hidden forever? Or is a thick oppressive hush descended around Hollywood following the rumored explosive fight in late December 2025? This was not the kind of silence that follows an agreeable breakdown. This was the quiet of a Cold War. Teyana Taylor had established the rules, and Aaron Pierre's team was aware that a digital nuclear attack would result from any incorrect action or disclosed source material attempting to shape the story. The digital scrub and the power of absence. Teyana had the receipts. And as she moved into 2026, she demonstrated that her silence was the loudest weapon in her armory. On December 31st, 2025, the public saw something seldom seen, and the fans saw that Teyana and Aaron had completely erased any evidence of their apple pie romance from social media. In the era of excessive sharing, celebrities typically leave a few pictures up for a while in order to maintain decorum. However, with Teyana, it seemed as though Aaron Pierre had been removed from her reality. She did more than simply erase the pictures. She also erased the memories by deleting the posts from his 31st birthday in their sensual London debut appearances. She was using the power of the unperson, demonstrating to Aaron that he was back in the shadows without her light. This was a devastating blow to Aaron's momentum. As he was preparing for DC's Lanterns and Star Wars Starfighter, word spread quickly in the close-knit groups of A-list publicists. His affiliation with Teyana provided him street cred and cool points. In the US market, the industry was apparently shaken by Teyana's startling promise to reveal not only the relationship but also the PR shield strategies employed by large firms. High-level talks reportedly took place to make sure Aaron's team stayed away. Because she was the only one with the courage to declare, "I'll burn the entire system down to protect my integrity," Teyana had emerged as the most dangerous woman in town. A victorious conclusion. The Golden Globes on January 11, 2026. The Cold War came to a head at the 83rd Annual Golden Globe Awards. When Teyana looked like a warrior queen in a couture Schiaparelli gown with a diamond-studded derriere, Aaron Pierre was particularly absent, presumably opting to remain in London to avoid the unavoidable unpleasantness of a red carpet clash. Teyana's speech was a masterclass in subtle vindication when she repeatedly won Best Supporting Actress. "To my tribe, my grounding force, thank you for reminding me that love is an action, not just a word. And everything I do is rooted in that truth," she said, expressing her victory without naming Aaron. But it was her final remark that effectively ended the Aaron Pierre chapter. "To my brown sisters and small brown girls watching, our softness is not a liability. Our depth is not too much." To the insiders, this was the last straw. She was openly rejecting the idea that she was too much for a created publicity image and admitting that she had been told so. Our light does not need permission to shine. Aaron Pierre's silent period. As Teyana celebrated her victory with a widely shared trip to Raising Cane's, Aaron Pierre emerged as the industry's most reserved actor. The charisma that fans adored seemed to have been replaced by a look of perpetual caution. He was now living in a world where his entire future rested on Teyana Taylor's kindness. The secret was still there, but it was now a cage. As a direct result of attempting to play a lady who is more knowledgeable about the game than the players, he found himself in a PR limbo and was unable to publicly announce any new relationship until Teyana's purported finding was validated. As of late January 2026, the exposed film is still in Teyana's vault. She hasn't made it public yet, but the threat is still her most potent tool. It has compelled an industry level of accountability that public declaration ever could. Aaron Pierre is advancing in his career, but he is aware that Teyana Taylor has placed his leading man status on a permanent probationary period. Ultimately, in 2026, you can't play with a woman who has nothing to lose and everything to prove. as Teyana demonstrated by exposing not only a relationship but a system of deceit. Apple pie wasn't just sour, it was a lesson. And Teyana Taylor is the only one who knows when the timer reaches 0. And that, my friends, is the frightening conclusion to the saga of Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre. This wasn't just a Ms. Teyana Taylor shown once and for all that she is the queen of receipts. And her nuclear option threat is still resonating through the corridors of Hollywood. It was a high-stakes power maneuver that almost brought down a Hollywood juggernaut. Every big talent agency in town. But now, it's your turn. Do you think Teyana should share the video and expose the entire PR shield system? Or do you think she's holding on to it as a last warning? I'd want to see the theories. What about Aaron Pierre? Can he ever be a true superstar while this shadow looms over him? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you're on the Teyana team and you adore the way she defends herself, smash the like button. Distribute this video with anyone who believes they are capable of playing with the Harlem Girl. And the majority of, don't forget to subscribe.